Hi, I'm Sam. I'm Health and Environment for the Student Union and I study English Language, Psychology and Sociology A-levels. And here we have today an interview with John Evans, the principal.
Hello.
So I have a few questions. The first being that the students have praised the teaching and support which the Learning Centre provides. However, there are a few social spaces with indoor seating. Will we be getting some soon, and when and where?
Okay, easy answer to that really. Yes. Having walked around the campus during non-teaching time, clearly there is a lack of space for students to be able to relax and enjoy. Currently we've got a working group working on a space where we will create a breakout space really, a very large breakout space to give students a chance to be able to go and have fun outside of class time. What I'm trying to do is to create a college where people will come into college even if they haven't got lessons, and we need to think about what we would need to put in place for that to happen, and clearly listening and talking to the students to find out what it is that you want in that space is really, really important. When? We're going to start building it at Easter, so in a couple of weeks, and for it to be ready to go just before the summer break.
Okay. And whereabouts will that be to, sorry?
At the moment it is planned to be at the back of the Learning Resource Centre on the ground floor, moving the computers to the top. We will create a space, build a space there, and also change the dooring to the right so that, and put a covered area outside, so it will create two very large areas which will sort of move the heart of the college slightly. In terms of what's in there, that's entirely up to the student body. In terms of what we put in there. At my last college we created a wall of Nintendo, Xboxes, dance mats, pool tables, table tennis tables, really just anything that students wanted, and we should do the same here.
Excellent. Okay. Second question. There's currently no shelter, seating or enough bins in the smoking area. Now we know that it's unhealthy, but we think it's unfair that they're discriminated against. So will we be seeing any changes?
Yeah, this was picked up by the student body, and I had heard. So I asked for it to be debated at the Health and Safety Committee, and that is currently under review. And by the summer there will be some new smoking shelters with the right facilities in there. Clearly, I don't want people to smoke, but I also don't want them to be out on the main road.
Yeah,
so I think we need to provide adequate and safe and dry space for people to smoke, whilst also driving the non-smoking philosophy of healthy living, really.
Okay, and we've noticed that you've started putting up water points around the college, but we've realised there just aren't enough, and we were hoping to get more on each floor of the building.
Yeah, again, this was also raised to me, and I passed it through to Paul Bowe, the Vice Principal for Resources, and they've done some research, and actually the ones that are in place are not being used very often. So I'm loath to just put extra money in to put in some more in there when the ones we've got are not being used. Whether they're in the right place is something that we need to review.
Yeah.
So is there going to be lots of new water points at the moment? Not at this stage. I think we need to review where they are, and if we do need to move them, or we do eventually need to have more, then of course that's what we would do. But at the moment, the ones that we've got are being underutilised.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm Daniel Joy Utah from the Student Union, and I do entertainment, and also I do Health and Social Level 3 BTech. Nice seeing you. So, currently there are complaints about students parking down the side of the road, and there have not been enough spaces. There have not been any spot checks happening. When will this start happening regularly, and when will people be stopped from parking there? Also, when are parking permits being introduced?
Okay, I think parking is an issue. Having walked around the campus, the way the campus is set out, it makes it difficult to have a very clear set of parking spaces. I think we've tried to make the best of what we can for the minute, but we're going to relook at it over the summer in terms of looking at spaces and maybe remarking some of them out. If we're going to want it to be policed, then we are going to have to pay. And at the moment, parking is free. And it's something that I need to look at to see if whether there ought to be a contribution to somebody to park their car on site, because it's quite rare to have free parking, in which case then that would then pay for people to be able to police it, which is what you're asking people to do. And I think it's probably about as far as we've got at the moment. I'm doing a bit of research on what do other colleges charge and what possibly would we get from it if there was an extra income generated from it.
Oh, okay. Okay, next question. The college has raised the required attendance for a student to get their bursary from 75% to 90%. This doesn't consider students who have genuine reasons for their absence. If your bursary is unfairly not paid, what can the student do about it?
Okay, I think there's two sides or two answers to that. I mean, one is if you feel it is unfair, there is the right to appeal, and you can appeal, and then we will look at it as a case-by-case basis. But we must remember that the bursary is to pay for somebody for their support of coming to college. And therefore, if they're not coming to college, should you still be claiming government money for not coming to college? And actually, 90%, we could argue that's too low, because the money is for people to be in college all the time. So two answers to the question is, one is you can appeal, of course you can, and there is a right to appeal for special circumstances. But secondly, the money is for attendance, not for non-attendance.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Alex Taylor and I study Level 3 Health and Social Care in Year 2. I am Health and Safety within the Student Union.
Brilliant, okay. Are we ready for the question?
There have been a few issues raised regarding the pricing at the Renaissance restaurant within the college, and in the union we've been thinking of a meal deal option where you can get like a sandwich, crisp and a drink all for one price. Would you be willing to do something like that?
Yeah, it's something that we've already started negotiations with our contractors, and Ali, who is the local manager, is keen to talk to the Students' Union about possible packages, pricing structure. I think the range of food is pretty good. From what I've seen, it seems to cover and meet most people's needs. I think the pricing is out on certain products. Yeah. And actually, part of their original contract was there should be some meal deals. So the first thing is for Ali to talk to and to have that dialogue with the Students' Union, so that you can put your recommendations forward, and then it will be incumbent on her then to offer those packages. I don't have an issue with it at all. I think it's a really, really good idea.
Yep, cool. There have been like requests for a student microwave as well, so instead of some students having to pay, they can bring in food and heat it up in the microwave.
It's about where you put it, and there's some, as you're in charge of health and safety for the Students' Union, there's clearly some health and safety risks for that. However, one of the things we talked about earlier in the earlier questions was that we're going to create what I call an enrichment centre. So it's a space where students can just come and chill and have fun, and there was no reason why there couldn't be a couple of microwaves built into that space. So it's one of the things that we're looking at, and looking at the possible health and safety implications of that. I don't see there's a major issue as long as it's policed properly.
Okay, cool.
Hello, I'm Francis. I'm from Student Union, and I'm in the finance department. I'm studying A-levels like maths, further maths, physics, and economics. And I got several questions to ask the principal. There have also been complaints that motorbike parking area is too wide, and the people are blocking each other in, and the bikes are being damaged. Is it possible to make the bike parking area longer and thinner?
Yeah, we've started to look at that one as well. Whether we can make it longer and thinner, we need to be more creative with the space, because at the moment it's quite a large space, but it might not be the right shape. I think you're right. We've currently got the estates manager having a look at it to see if we can amend that space. So I think it's work in progress, really.
Yeah, and another one is there is a big issue regarding the cleanliness about the toilets around the college. What can be done to improve this?
Okay, I think it's bigger than that. I think there is an issue with the cleanliness of the whole college, which includes the toilets. What we've done is we've gone out to tender to bring a cleaning company in, which they start on the 1st of April. And I think what we'll see then is the cleanliness of the college will start to get better and better over a period of time. I think it's a big site to get right straight away, but I think just having cleaners on site all the time and apparently they're going to have little backpacks, a bit like the Ghostbuster film, running around with their hoovers. So let's just see how it goes. At the moment, you're right, the college isn't clean enough, but I think from the 1st of April it will get better and better.
Okay, thank you.
We'd like to give a big thank you to John Evans, the new principal, for coming down and letting us question him. And we'd like to thank the students and lecturers that helped us with the production from the media department.